All right, Celtics fans, buckle up because there's a lot to unpack from this year's Summer League. And yes, I know it's just Summer League, but what we've seen so far is worth talking about. The energy is different. The prospects are flashing serious potential, and the Celtics are actually showing signs that some of these younger guys might be ready to step into meaningful roles much sooner than expected. I'm talking about Boston's first-round pick Hugo Gonzalez, the second-year guy Jordan Walsh, the third-year talent Baylor Scheinman, and even some under-the-radar bigs who might just solve the front-court puzzle heading into the regular season. No, Boston started off this Summer League campaign on the right foot, taking down the Memphis Grizzlies by a solid 14-point margin. Then they kept the momentum going with a 13-point win over the Knicks. Gonzalez didn't play in that second game, but returned in the third matchup against the Miami Heat, where the Celtics fell short in a tight one. Still a 2-1 start is nothing to complain about, especially when it comes with promising individual performances. And yeah, I get it. Winning in Vegas during July doesn't get you a banner in the rafters at TD Garden. But there is a trophy, there's pride, and more importantly, there's evaluation, there's development, there's momentum being built for a team that still has some uncertainty at the back end of its rotation heading into next season. Let's start with Hugo Gonzalez. The 19-year-old from Real Madrid came into this summer league with a lot of intrigue. Drafted late in the first round, the expectation wasn't that he'd come in and dominate stat sheets. He wasn't projected to be some lights-out scorer or instant bucket getter. What made Gonzalez a compelling pick at 28 overall was his IQ, his defensive instincts, and his energy, all traits that have started to show themselves in flashes during these first couple of games. Against Memphis, he looked confident. He hit 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, finished with 5 assists, and crashed the boards with purpose. But then came the Heat game, and the stat sheet didn't look as clean. Just 1 of 7 from deep, 6 turnovers, and a few rough fouls. Gonzalez himself was brutally honest after that performance, saying straight up, "I got a lot of turnovers and bad decisions. I wasn't playing like I should." No excuses. He's owning his learning curve, and honestly, that's the kind of mindset you want from a young player. He's not ducking accountability, he's embracing the struggle, and that struggle is part of the process. Gonzalez has shown the tools, great sequences on defense, solid rebounding instincts, and even a willingness to make plays for others. He's not just out there looking to fill up his own box score. He wants to win. He wants to do the little things that matter, the gritty plays, the 50-50 balls. That's what sets him apart. He said it himself. He's trying to stay positive after mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving. That's how a young player grows. You make the mistakes now so you don't make them in the real lights, when it's regular season minutes. In Boston, Celtics Summer League head coach Matt Reynolds echoed a lot of that. He admitted Gonzalez struggled with his shot at times, but made it clear that the team's expectations go beyond shooting. They're asking him to defend, to rebound, to cut off the ball, to screen. All the little things that don't always get talked about, but are essential to winning basketball. That's what Boston wants from him. That's what they saw in him when they used their first-round pick. Not a star, but a glue guy. A player who can become a difference maker without having to take 10 shots a game. Now, when you try to project his ceiling, it gets interesting. Think Marcus Smart and Derek White rolled into one. Maybe not as polished as either yet, but the mix of toughness, defensive hustle, and IQ is there. Smart was the heart of the Celtics for years, always diving for loose balls, always getting into opponents' heads. White brought the rim protection, the smart rotations, and a more consistent three-point stroke. If Gonzalez can find a balance between those two profiles, Boston may have gotten a steal at 28 overall. Now shifting to Jordan Walsh, a guy Celtics fans have been keeping an eye on for a couple of summers now. This is his third run through Summer League, and this one might just be his last shot at cracking the rotation. Against the Heat, just 10 minutes into the game, he gets ejected. He got tangled up with Heat forward P. Larson and gave him a shove in the back. Referees didn't hesitate. He was tossed. Now, normally, you look at something like that and think, come on, man, it's Summer League. Why get thrown out? But head coach Joe Mazzulla, he loved it. Literally sent him a text right after it happened saying, "I love this out of you." Now, that might sound wild, but it actually fits with what the Celtics need. They need a guy with some fire, someone who plays with an edge. And Walsh, for better or worse, is trying to be that guy. He said after the game that he's trying to disrupt opposing players, get under their skin, confuse them, throw them off their rhythm. That's his identity now. Not trying to be Jason Tatum, not trying to be Jaylen Brown. He even admitted it. In the past, he tried to model himself after the stars. But now, he's trying to be Jordan Walsh, a role player, a disruptor, a guy who earns his minutes by making other guys uncomfortable. Physically, he's got the tools, long wingspan, great athleticism, and he's a monster in transition. If he can hit the three ball at even a passable rate, then he can stick. He shot 3 of 6 from downtown in the Grizzlies game, but just 1 of 6 against the Knicks. Still, Summer League isn't known for clean basketball. The flow is choppy, fouls are constant, and rhythm is hard to find, so take those numbers with a grain of salt. What matters more is how he's embracing this new role. And for Walsh, this is it. The window is closing fast. If he can't make an impression now, it's hard to see how he cracks Boston's rotation later, especially when you consider how stacked that roster has been the past couple years. But here's the thing. The roster is starting to open up. Jason Tatum is out for the season, which means minutes at the wing just became available. Outside of Jaylen Brown and Sam Hauser, there are a lot of unknowns. You've got Josh Minott signed to a 2-year deal. You've got Hugo Gonzalez, who we just talked about. You've got Baylor Scheiman, another young guy looking to earn his keep. And you've got Walsh. So really, it's going to come down to who wins the job in training camp. Nothing's guaranteed. But the opportunity is real. Speaking of Scheiman, he's in the mix too. Last year's first-round pick, he hasn't exactly blown people away in his brief NBA appearances, but this summer league has given him a chance to show a bit more. His calling card in college was movement shooting. Think running off screens, quick releases, spacing the floor. But so far in Vegas, that part of his game hasn't translated. Through 3 games, he shot just 2 of 15 from deep. That's rough, especially for a team like Boston that relies heavily on three-point shooting. But Scheiman has made up for it in other ways. He's taken on a bigger ball handling role, mostly out of necessity since this summer league roster doesn't have a true point guard. And in that role, he's actually looked solid. He's dished out 21 assists in 3 games. A pretty impressive number, especially in the often chaotic pace of Summer League. He's running pick and rolls, making reads, finding teammates, and showing that he can do more than just catch and shoot. And that's what Brad Stevens wants to see. He even said that what matters now isn't forcing anything or trying to be someone he's not. It's about staying within himself and showing that he can contribute when the team comes back together in the fall. Scheiman may never be a star, but if he can develop into a reliable ball mover, a secondary playmaker who can also space the floor, that's value. Especially on a roster where 2 players, Tatum and Brown, eat up a massive chunk of the salary cap. Boston needs cheap, productive players. Scheiman has a chance to be one of them. Now let's talk big men, because this might be the most wide open position battle on the Celtics roster right now. And one name that's subtly making waves is Charles Bassey. He joined the Summer League squad late, but immediately made an impact. 10 points, 9 boards, and a block in just 23 minutes against the Heat. He was even more efficient in the first 2 games. In limited minutes, he posted monster plus-minus numbers. Plus 20 against Memphis in 18 minutes. Plus 15 against New York in 22. That's not a coincidence. Bassey affects winning. And he's not some raw project either. He's been in the league. He knows what it takes. He just hasn't had a real opportunity to show it consistently. But what he does bring is exactly what the Celtics are lacking: rim protection and offensive rebounding. His block rate is elite. We're talking 98th percentile level stuff. His offensive rebound percentage, also near the top of the league. He's a true specialist, a role player who doesn't need plays called for him to make a difference. Just throw him out there, and he'll clean up the glass, protect the paint, and give you toughness inside. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Rumors are swirling in the NBA world as whispers grow louder about a potential blockbuster trade involving Giannis Antetokounmpo with the Boston Celtics emerging as a very real destination possibility. Sources close to the league suggest that talks have intensified behind the scenes, sparking excitement and speculation among fans and analysts alike. The idea of Giannis donning the iconic green and white jersey has moved from mere fantasy to a plausible scenario, hinting at one of the most significant shifts in the NBA landscape in recent years. The Bucks superstar, known for his dominance on both ends of the court, has been the cornerstone of Milwaukee's success, but recent murmurs indicate that the franchise might be exploring new directions. Boston, on the other hand, has been aggressively reshaping its roster, seeking that transformative piece capable of pushing the team to the very top of the league. The Celtics front office reportedly sees Giannis as that game-changing talent, someone who could elevate their championship aspirations to a new level. While no official confirmation has been made, insiders reveal that preliminary discussions have touched on the possibility of a trade package involving key Celtics players and future assets. The Celtics' blend of young talent and established stars could be attractive to Milwaukee as they weigh options for retooling their roster. Meanwhile, Boston's fans are buzzing with anticipation at the thought of adding a two-time MVP and one of the most versatile players in the league to their ranks. Despite the excitement, challenges remain. The logistics of such a trade would be complex, requiring careful negotiation to satisfy both teams' needs and salary cap considerations. Still, the buzz is undeniable, and the NBA community is watching closely as this potential deal unfolds. If realized, Giannis in Boston would not only shake up the Eastern Conference, but also redefine the Celtics' identity, creating a formidable force in the quest for NBA glory. For now, it remains a tantalizing rumor, but the possibility of Giannis Antetokounmpo joining the Boston Celtics has quickly moved into the realm of reality, keeping fans and insiders on the edge of their seats. The coming weeks could reveal more clues, and if the deal comes together, it would surely be one of the most talked about moves in recent NBA history. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.